All right. We apologize for the inconvenience. I hope you guys now you can hear me, and I hope soon people will come back. So we were talking about the war in Yemen, and Trump he said he gave a final warning for Al Houthi, uh, and we heard in the news that USA bombed this Houthi some centers for them, and they killed about 30 of them. In the appearance, it sounds like Trump is doing something good. But in reality, Trump is just making those enemies stronger. Because what people need to understand that all terrorist groups, which is Islamic terrorist groups, and any group actually have a motive. Sometimes it's politics motive. Sometimes it's religious. Sometimes it's a cartel, like organization, money. The motive is money. Those they have it all. They have the motive of religion. They have the motive of money because war is business. War is money, a lot of money. They will make a lot of money from this war. We can explain to you later. So they have the motive, which is their hatred to the Christians, to the Jews, to non-Muslims. They have the motive, even they hate the Muslim. Those are Shia, they hate the Sunni. So the motive is exist. The reason to make this motive activated is very much exist, and they will use any excuse to make this motive grow fast. So what Trump here do, and all Western leaders, they say we are going to fight those terrorist groups, but they never finish the job. As an example, the American, they fight the terrorist Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan, but they never touch Al-Qaeda protected by Turkey in Syria. As simple as that. Look like Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan is our enemy, but Osama bin Laden in Syria is our friend. So they claim they finished Al-Qaeda, but Al-Qaeda, in fact, it became more powerful, and now they have a government and they control a country. It's called Syria. Why? Because the American, they let them live. The same with ISIS. They claim they have victory over ISIS, but they never finish ISIS. In fact, they give them schools and housing and health insurance. They put them in a camp. So now there's more than 70,000 ISIS members and their children who become now taller than me. They want to seek revenge from us. So not only we did not finish the job, we did not kill them, but we make their children's grow, and we fed them from our money, from our tax. We give them books. Even we teach them Islam. You believe it or not, they teach Islam in those camps from our money. And now the children of ISIS, who they've been arrested, their father or killed, let us say 10 years ago, the kid who was 10 years at that time, his father killed by the American, he's now 20 years old. What do you think he will do? What do you think? You grow in a house where they are ISIS, This is Islam the way it is. So he is 20 years old now. What he will be? He will seek revenge and seek fighting the kuffar. So the American, they never finish a job. And not only they don't finish the job, they make the cancer spread. So they attack the cancer in one spot. And then this cancer, in order to survive, he leaves that spot. And it's spreading all over the body. And now the American, they announced that the cancer is clear here. But reality, they did just make it spread wider and bigger. And this is always what the Western, they do when they deal with Islamic terrorism. In one country, they support them, like what they did in Syria. More than $20 billion sent to the terrorists in Syria. This is what the numbers found by the Trump, his admins. They were sending $50 million to Taliban every week. until Trump became president. Imagine, $50 million. They sent even $50 million to Hamas to buy condoms. So the Americans are a bunch of losers. When we speak about the government, are the most stupid dummy government you can imagine. They have a mental illness, and I never heard, I never saw, I never studied that there is government in the world, they sponsor their enemy, except the American. They keep talking about China as a threat, and then they send a lot of money to China so the Chinese, they can study viruses so they can kill humanity, which means they are arming China with virus bombs. We pay for it. Look like the Chinese cannot afford to have a laboratory, so the American government, they pay them. They pay their doctors, they pay the laboratory, they pay for everything. Jordan right now, as we speak, they have a problem. Their electricity is not working fine, their water not working fine. There's more than 12,000 people lost their jobs. Why? Because the American, they were paying salary of 12,000 at least Jordanian in Jordan. Not to mention indirect money was coming to the government of Jordan, which hate us very much. Smart people. So what I'm trying to say to you today, that when you hear your government speaking about teaching the enemy a lesson, most likely they are going to give them some money. Each time the American they involve in war with terrorism, they bring hundreds of thousands of terrorists to America, like Ilhan Omar. So they went to Somalia, they brought tens of thousands of Somalians. So now the Somalian, they control territories in USA. It's a fact. Joe Biden, he brought in 24 hours, maximum 48 hours, 100,000 Afghan to USA. Just a few months ago. 100,000. So in a few years from now, you will find a senator, he is a Afghani. I mean, 100,000, they can make a congressman for sure. They will have 10 congressmen. That's what the Americans do. They are so smart. And they claim that those are people who supported us. Nobody supported Afghanistan. Those are getting paid. And most of them actually, they have nothing to do with supporting you. Just took the airplane and jump in it. This is Yemen in front of you. The Houthi, he controlled this area, which is a very sensitive area, strategic, for ships and trades. And look how stupid the American again. Why the Egyptian are not involved in this war? Why you American need to protect this territory? From who? Let them control it. And then Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and whoever in that territory will go crazy. And let them deal with it. Egypt have 100 million citizens. They have an army of almost 3 million. Can they invade Yemen? And they invade Yemen before many times to fight the Houthi, to protect their own trade. Not to forget to mention that Egypt, they make a massive amount of money from the Suez. You see the Suez? So number one country will be affected by such a control of those people is those. Let all the countries in the world stop using this entrance. Then all the worlds will fight Al-Houthi, not you American. American actually is the last one to be hurt by such a place. And if the Houthi is a threat in Israel, Let him do it, because the Israeli have long distance between them and the Houthi to be able to see their airplane and to stop it and to hunt it down. So either you involve in a real war, and you American, you take this territory in the ground, you send your Marines and wipe it out, all those terrorists, or get lost and stop making mockery of yourself, because shooting them from time to time is just a fun game for them. You are not hurting them, you are hurting yourself, and you are making mockery of your country, because now they will say the American, they could not stop us. The best way for the American to fix this issue, take your ships from here and let those people control this area. And then the Egyptian and the Saudi, they have to do something, because they are number one affected, not you. In the top of that, make sanctions. And those sanctions are not the sanctions like the one you do to Iran, which is somehow kind of, let us say, 60% work. Because Trump, he put sanctions in Iran, but Trump, he never put sanctions in Turkey. So what happened now? We have sanctions on Iran, but Turkey is the one who supply Iran with all the material which is sanctioned. So what's the point? So if you want to really suffocate those terrorists, you suffocate them by cutting every lifeline they have, including money, weapon, and trade and business. So you make their territory simply dead. No ships are allowed to go there. No ships can land in their airport. Even the one is supposedly for a humanitarian. No oil, no gas, no ships, no trade. And then let us see how the Houthi will survive. You see, they are fighting Hamas, but they never ask themselves how Hamas exists. Hamas exists because of Qatar. So if the Israelis are serious about defeating Hamas and finishing them, they should attack Qatar, not Hamas. If the Israeli attack Qatar, all the hostages will be released in less than 24 hours. The Qatari is the one who command Hamas, not Hamas commanding Qatar. Because the one who pays salary for every single member of Hamas is Qatar. So the American, the Israeli, the Western, they always play a stupid game. They go after the tail. You know, have you ever seen a cat chasing its tail? I'm sure you saw it, especially the cutie little ones, you know, the young ones. She see her tail, she start chasing it. And she go around, around, around. This is what the American and the Israeli and the Western, they are doing when they fight Islamic terrorism. They are chasing their own tail. They never hit the head of the snake, and they are not even seeing it, even though they knew about it. Look like the American, they have CIA everywhere. They hear every phone call, but they don't hear the phone calls between Hamas and Qatar. Qatar is the head of the snake. Turkey is the heart of the snake. Iran is the brain of the snake. You kill one, you kill them all. So when Trump, he made a threat against the Houthi, I laugh. Another way, I fart. Because this is a farting threat. It's a mockery. It's a joke. It is useless. In fact, they are arming our enemy with more reasoning. This guy, he will go in front of his people, see, look, the American, they did the best they have. They brought B2, B1. They could not do anything. They did not even scratch us. We are victorious. Allahu Akbar. And Trump, he claimed that there's a new sheriff in town. Well, it doesn't matter how many new sheriff you have. Your sheriff is shooting blank. Thank you for watching. Leave your comment. And you don't have to agree with me. I'm the last one who care about who agree and who don't. I say things as it is, And as it is, I say it. God is good, so is Jesus. And we are the crusade. See ya.